To all of you, you are all qualified for these positions, and we thank you for being willing to serve at this challenging time. We also especially thank your families, and when you have an opportunity to address the committee, we would welcome your introduction of your family. If confirmed, Mr. Thompson would serve during an important time in U.S.-Nepalese relations. Nepal is one of the few countries in the region to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Earlier this year, the Nepalese parliament approved a $500 million infrastructure grant from the Millennium Challenge Corporation, a decision met with protests from citizens who were concerned about American influence in their country. And just last month, the Nepalese government canceled its participation in the U.S. State Partnership Program. These actions followed a concerted Chinese government disinformation campaign. It is vital that the U.S. ambassador to Nepal be able to navigate this landscape and reassure the people of Nepal that America is their ally. Mr. Thompson's depth of experience in this region makes him well qualified to take on this important post. Robert Godek is a career diplomat who most recently served as acting assistant secretary for the Bureau of African Affairs at the Department of State. He served as U.S. ambassador to Kenya from 2013 to 2019 and U.S. ambassador to Tunisia from 2006 to 2009. During his long career, he has also held positions as the Assistant Office Director for Thailand and Burma in the Bureau of East Asian and Pacific Affairs and Director for Southeast Asian Affairs at the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. Thailand is a major non-NATO ally with the largest economy in mainland Southeast Asia. Secretary Blinken was in Bangkok this past week and signed 2 cooperation agreements with his Thai counterpart to deepen ties between our two nations, saying, quote, "We are taking the partnership between us fully into the 21st century," end quote. Thailand is also a member of the Indo-Pacific Economic Forum and a key partner in a free and open Indo-Pacific. Mr. Godek's wide breadth of experience, which includes previous work on Thailand and regional trade issues, make him an excellent nominee for this position at this critical time. Johannes Abraham currently serves as Deputy Assistant to the President, Chief of Staff, and Executive Secretary of the National Security Council. He has worked in the executive branch in various capacities, including as a Senior Advisor to the National Economic Council and the Deputy Assistant to the President for Intergovernmental Affairs and Public Engagement during the Obama administration. In his current position, Mr. Abraham has cultivated valuable experience helping plan and execute the 2021 and 2022 U.S.-ASEAN summits, the President's first trip to Asia, and the Vice President's trip to Vietnam and Singapore. The United States must continue to engage with ASEAN on issues of international significance, including climate change and infrastructure development, and Mr. Abraham is well suited to take on this task. Richard Bwangan is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service class of Minister Counselor. He most recently served as Acting Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of Global Public Affairs at the State Department, and prior to that, he served as Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of East Asia and Pacific Affairs. Mr. Bwangan also lived in my home state of Hawaii for part of his childhood when his dad was in the Navy, and I understand that his dad is here today. Congratulations. I'm sure you're very proud. Mongolia is a vast nation surrounded by Russia and China and a young democracy. It is more important than ever that the United States continue its friendship with the Mongolian people and find opportunities to collaborate on issues including energy independence and economic development, and Mr. Bwangan is well qualified to do so. Marie Damore is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service who has served as Consul General in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam since 2019. She previously served as Director in the Office of Maritime Southeast Asia in the Bureau of East Asia, Asian and Pacific Affairs, as well as in the Office of Policy Coordination and Public Affairs in the Bureau of Consular Affairs. She was also the Deputy Chief of Mission as well as the Chargé d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy in Wellington, New Zealand. Ms. Damore has been nominated to represent our nation in 5 Pacific Island countries, Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru, Tonga, and Tuvalu, that cover thousands of square miles of ocean. These nations are important partners, and the United States must genuinely engage with them on issues that are of concern to the region, from IUU fishing to sea level rise threatening their very existence. I've spoken with ambassadors from many of the countries that Ms. Damour will be working with if confirmed, and there are urgent needs in these communities that the United States has unfortunately neglected for too long. I'm encouraged by the commitments Vice President Harris made at the Pacific Island Forum leaders meeting yesterday, including plans to establish U.S. embassies in Kiribati and Tonga, appoint an envoy to the Pacific Island Forums, bring the Peace Corps back to the Pacific, and make progress towards reestablishing a USAID regional mission for the Pacific in Suva. I'm sure you will be directly involved in many of these efforts, and if confirmed, I look forward to speaking with you more about how the United States can expand its engagement in the region. There are few jobs as important as confirming nominees to be U.S. ambassador. It's my honor to chair this hearing, especially given that all 5 of these nominees, if confirmed, will represent the United States in the Indo-Pacific, a region critical to our foreign policy and national security. These positions require vast skills and experience, and you all have it. I now yield to the ranking member, Senator Romney.